travelers, young and old from near and far. Join me as we continue the tale of Finwe and Doris and his new life here in Morrowind. When we last left our friend Finwe, he had, after long delay, finally reached the Ashlander encampment, where he hoped to finally meet the leader of the Nerevarine Cult. Through this meeting, Finwe would finally be able to break his bonds with the Blades, as he would be able to prove that there was no further reason for the Empire to be interested in his unfolding destiny. Before this could happen, however, Finwe was required to undergo a harrowing that, were he any other Mer, was surely intended to result in his death. However, Finwe emerged from the Ashlander tombs, having not only completed his task for the heretical tribe leader, but acquired a number of valuable items and relics that would be put to better use in service to the temple and house. And so now we find Finwe, accepted as a friend to the clan whose tomb he had just pilfered of all its treasure, waiting his chance to finally speak with their wise woman. And with that, everyone, welcome back to the tale of Finwe and Doris with me, Dr. Morrowind. Good alignment of the music for once with the intro. But god, jumping for joy at that, but god damn, why do you guys have to make that mumbling noise just as I'm doing the intro for the umpteenth time and fucking not getting it correct? And still not getting it correct. Dirty bastards. Anyway, before we go ahead and check out what the wise woman has to say, just wanted to make sure that there weren't any quests from the Fighters Guild that are outstanding. The Code, the Necromancer of Voss. Voss is far to the north. Alright, then let me see. My map, please. It's Redania. I'm gonna get up in a second and look at my physical map, which is hanging on my wall because they kept fucking crumpling it up. But I'm almost certain that we were told about this settlement to go ahead and do that Fighters Guild contract. So, regardless of what we find out in this tent, we're going to use this little expedition to the small little island up north here as a chance to go ahead and reflect before we feel like we're driven to report back to Caius or do anything else with House Redoran or the temple. It'll be a good little interlude to reflect on things. But yes, we've been accepted into the Ashlanders as a clan friend, and now we are finally free to speak with their wise woman. God damn, dude, like, we need to talk about how our entrances into these places are going to go, because you walking backwards into them so that you're the first thing I see when I come in here is rather disorienting. Hello, Nabani Mesa. I do like whatever fucking mod it was that
Go ahead,
must have been
Outlander.
better
What do
heads
you
or
need?
something, but this look is far better than the base game. So, Nabani Mesa. They've told me of you, Outlander, or shall I say, clan friend. You are hard-headed and ignorant, but perhaps that is not your fault. My lord Ashkan says you will ask me about the Nerevarine prophecies. He also says I will test you against the Nerevarine prophecies. I must do as my lord Ashkan says, so ask your questions, and I will test you. Alright, so you're not being overtly rude. That's nice, even though you don't seem to want to, do this. What was the arrange a meeting thing? Did I already do that for someone? The Urshalaku will never... Oh, that's right. For the Mages Guild. I needed to find someone who would meet up with the Master Wizard in the Telvanni side of the island. I cannot remember if I already resolved this. And this is still just updating my journal because I never asked the Urshalaku, or if I never did complete that for the Mwesamu, or whatever their names are. Interesting. Before we get down to business, just in case you get mad at me afterwards, let's do some bartering. What do you have? You have nothing. You have a Propylon index. Well, that'll be good for fast travel. And you have panpipes. That's fucking cute as fuck. I will absolutely have that. That's goddamn adorable. What do we have here? Will you take my fire set? You motherfucker. Oh. Ooh. Now I'm a little bit salty with you, ma'am. Oh, that's right. Will you buy alchemy shit? You do not have much money. Retort. You've got... motherfucker. Oh, but you'll buy ingredients like fucking Daedra Heart. Shit. Eat fuck. Let's do 3. 4. Whatever. All your gold. Not really worried about it. Just give me everything you have. And now I'm a little bit pissed off at you. And I also have to remember not to be so willing to just throw money at people. Gotta remember, that 100 gold stipend that we started with is the baseline. Alright, let's just get right down to it. I was sent here to ask you about the Nerevarine prophecies. There are many Nerevarine prophecies, and they suggest many things. Aspects and uncertain parents, the moon and stars, sleepers, 7 curses, the curse's bane, the prophecy of the stranger, the prophecy of the 7 visions, the lost prophecies. Ask me of these things, if you are patient, if you would be wise, or if you are impatient to know, just ask. Do I pass the test of the Nerevarine prophecies? Go ahead, Outlander. I am the wise woman. Ask your questions, and I will answer. Alright, there's a certain order that will bring up the, what is it? The little linkies here for additional information. There's an efficient way to go about this. If I ask about 7 curses, or the actual prophecies themselves, these are gonna disappear. So let's ask about aspects and uncertain parents, moon and star, and sleepers first, before we get into the actual prophecies. So, aspect and uncertain parents. If what you say is true, you are indeed born on a certain day of uncertain parents. Oh, well, wow! My God, how did you know my birthday? I don't even know my birthday. And of uncertain parents. Now, when I made this story, I had it in my head that it was just one parent could be uncertain. Like, he didn't know who his mother was, who was the high elf outside of Clan Doris. Remember, Finway's mother was not part of the Dark Elven Clan Doris that Finway's father was a part of, and that Finway was raised in. But because elves, or I think it's humanoids in general, in the Elder Scrolls universe, take on the primary racial characteristics of the mother, Finway is a high elf, which means he did know at least one parent. So that was a little bit of an oopsie in my background story. I guess you could make the argument that if one parent is unknown, then the collective whole of what parents are is also in part unknown. Yeah. So, this is part of the prophecy, but many have the same birthday, and many are not sure of their parents. It is interesting, but it does not make you the Nerevarine. Aww. That'd be really cool if it just was enter my birthday as the passcode and I become the Nerevarine. Moon and Star. I feel like that would probably be something they did back in Daggerfall. Enter your birthday and see if you're the Nerevarine. Enter the right birthday. Skip to the end of the main quest. You are the Nerevarine. So, Moon and Star. Legend says that in Doral Nerevar's family standard bore the Moon and Star, and Nerevar's armor and weapons bore this sign. Some say he bore a Moon and Star birthmark. Some say he has a magic ring marked with a Moon and Star. Others say that he was born under a Moon and Star. In any case, I think the Moon and Star is the mark of the Nerevarine, and you do not have this mark, so you are not the Nerevarine. So I guess technically, yeah, I failed the test. I'm not the Nerevarine. We're going to need more definitive information than that, though, because if Caius hears that, and the Emperor hears that, they're like, so we can just slap a tattoo on you? Or, you know, I guess a ring would be more efficient. They could just make a ring that we would wear. But, I mean, if you really want to be efficient, make sure your little pawn can't just toss the sign off. Anyway, so let's find out some other things. The Sleepers, then I'll ask about the Lost Prophecies, because I don't think that's going to open a large number of dialogue options. Sleepers. Rumors say that in the towns, mad cultists called Sleepers are attacking people, saying that Dagoth-Ur has awakened and will drive the Outlanders from Morrowind. Perhaps it is just a coincidence, but I think it is a sign of the Nerevarine. Not necessarily a sign that you are the Nerevarine. Perhaps the time of the Nerevarine has come, and you have come at the same time. Isn't that a delightful coincidence when that happens? This is not passing a test, though, but it may mean you have some part to play in the coming of the Nerevarine Cult. Oh, fuck. Oh, Nabani Mesa, why were you given this particular line of dialogue? Fucking hell. Alright, Lost Prophecies. There are Nerevarine prophecies that have been lost, the 7 curses, and others. Some are forgotten, some hidden, some deliberately lost. The wise women are the memory of the Velothi people, but it is a faulty memory, and we are mortal, and our knowledge dies with us. But we hear that the dissonant priests of the temple study our Nerevarine prophecies, and record them in books. Such written words never die. You must go to them, and ask for these books, and bring what you find to me. Okay, so that doesn't open, a bunch of dialogue trees, but it does show what we're going to need to do in a future quest, which is, if there's any available, any possible prophecies that might definitively link us to being the Nerevarine. Caius is going to want us to track them down and make sure that, one of them doesn't actually confirm us. So, right now, it's kind of disappointing to Finwe because even though he may fail all these tests she proposes, he already knows what the next step is going to be. Logic dictates that someone's about to go be asked to find these lost prophecies from these fucking dissonant priests at some point. These heretical priests within the temple. Alright, so the cat is now scheduled at the vet, which is awesome. And we were talking about Finwe realizing that at some point he's going to be pushed into meeting with heretical members of the temple to talk about the heresy that the Blades are trying to connect him to. Delightful. So nothing matters at this point, no matter what you say, Navani. But I do want to hear what you have to say about everything else. So tell me about... You said that... What prophecies were lost? 7 curses, so you probably don't have much to say on that. 7 curses. It is another Ashlander prophecy of the Nerevarine. It is called the 7 curses of the Sharmat, but I do not know it, and I know no one who does. It may be lost. Such things happen. A wise woman dies, or forgets, or a clan is wiped out. Perhaps someone knows, but is keeping it secret. Perhaps it is one of those many books of your settled people. I have heard that the dissonant priests of the temple have many such books. Okay, so again, this is just reinforcing that we're going to have to go ahead and, we're going to have to talk to these dissonant priests, which we really, really don't want to do. That's going to be kicked way down the line. I don't think Finwe is in any way, do we even report anything to Caius at this point, if we're going to get roped into this shit? Do we go ahead and make it easier to just have him send us on a questline we don't like? Anyway, alright, so 7 curses, the stranger. Alright, 2 left. The stranger and 7 visions. I have a sneaky suspicion that 7 visions means there's going to be 7 hyperlinks to click, so let's ask about the stranger first. Alright. It is nope, that's 7 curses. This is the best known of the Nerevarine prophecies. We call it the stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choke black and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star, though stark born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger. Many fall, but one remains. I want to say this is the one that appears right at the start of the game that I had to cut out due to the music getting flagged. Excellent. So, she didn't offer any actual commentary after that. It just says, my journal's been updated. All right, then. Let's get the hefty one. Let's talk about the 7 visions. Here we go. The full title of the prophecy is 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. 7. So is there a vision per trial, or is it 7 visions for each of the 7 trials? Or is it just 7 visions of the trials in whole? Well, listen, and I will tell you the verses, she says. All right, I'm just going to get these pulled up. There we go. All right. 7 trials. What he puts his hand to, that shall be done. What is left undone, that shall be done. On uncertain day to uncertain parents, incarnate moon and star reborn. Neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh flies before him. In caverns dark Azura's eyes see, and makes to shine the moon and star. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes shall call him Nerevarine. He honors the blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. His mercy frees the cursed false gods, binds the broken, redeems the mad. He speaks the law for Veloth's people. He speaks for their land and names them great. What does this prophecy mean? It tells us who the Nerevarine will be, and the trials he must undergo before he fulfills his destiny. Some parts I understand, some parts I do not. I will answer your questions as best I can, but I cannot pretend to understand it all. Well, lucky for you, Nabani, I already understand it all because I've already read the commentaries on it in another playthrough. Tell me about the 7 trials overall. The Incarnate cannot fail. What others have tried, he will do. What Nerevar started, the Incarnate shall finish. First trial. Which is on uncertain day to uncertain parents, incarnate moon and star reborn. This refers to your birth sign, to your birth on a certain day to uncertain parents, just like the stranger in the prophecy. The second trial, which is neither blight nor age can harm him, the curse of flesh flies before him. I'm not sure what this means, she says. Will the Nerevarine come as a spirit who is not harmed by blight or age? I don't know, but I think curse of flesh means the blight disease corpus, which causes terrible distorted growths on its victims. Perhaps the Nerevarine can heal this disease. Perhaps that will be a sign of the Nerevarine. Now that would be fucking handy, actually. That would be something useful within the temple, because the temple cannot even cure this fucking garbage. I wonder if, I do wonder if that's part of the reason why the Nerevarine cult in particular has been singled out for a cult for suppression, because that could make the temple look bad if this individual were able to go, well, you would imagine the Nerevarine would be, Finwe shakes his head and realizes he can't go down these heretical lines of thought. It doesn't matter. He's not the Nerevarine. He can't do anything with Corpus. So, fucking moving on. And he shakes his head and tries to go ahead and push all the anxiety and doubt aside. Third trial. In the caverns dark, Azura's eye sees and makes to shine the moon and star. In legend, there is a shrine to Azura called the Cavern of the Incarnate. There are many secrets. I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Fourth trial. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. A Hortator is a war leader chosen when Dunmer great houses must put aside their normal feuds to unite against a common enemy. This has not happened since the Empire invaded our land. That would be a cute little bit of lore to have expanded on in a future game. The Last Hortator or something like that. Because we never actually hear about this individual in any of the history books, the Hortator that was around whenever the Empire invaded. Hot damn. Alright, 5th trial. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. The Ashlanders are sometimes called the Velothi, for the prophet Veloth who guided us to this land many centuries ago. And the 4 tribes are the 4 tribes of Vardenfell, the Urshalaku, the Ayamusa, the Zainab, and the Urbaniamusimin. It would truly be a miracle to unite these 4 tribes who have so long raided and warred with one another, but the Nerevarine must be the one who performs miracles. If I'm smart enough to bring up the map, you'd be able to see that the Urshalaku are actually pretty well isolated from the rest of the warring tribes, so maybe that's why the Nerevarine Cult is centered here, because it would not be very easy for any of those other 3 major tribes to raid them over here, in this little niche they've carved out for themselves up here in the northern wastes. Anywho. Am I interested in learning about all of these Ashlander tribes right now? You see, Nabani, I'm not. I'm not right now. I'm very perturbed by how Trial 2 made me start doubting the temple's approach to this fucking heretical bullshit. And so, we are not going to be lingering here longer than what we need to eventually report to Caius and get him off our ass. 6th trial. I am not sure. The tribe unmourned may... What does the 6th trial say? He honors the blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. I am not sure what the tribe unmourned means. It may mean the 6th house, House Dagoth, which was exterminated after the Battle of Red Mountain. But it also may mean the Dwemer, or dwarves, as Westerners call them. And eating sin is doing atonement for another's sin. So now it's finally getting to the point to where you will understand what this means once you basically already know you're the Nerevarine and you've gotten to the 6th trial. This is not going to be very useful for identification. It's basically now telling you, if you've done the first 5, this is what you're going to need to do next. Here's your how-to guide to complete this. And with that in mind, 7th trial. His mercy frees the cursed false gods, binds the broken, redeems the mad. Ooh, now that's a mystery of what we're going to be doing in the future, if we're actually this character, which we know we're not. Of course not. The cursed false gods must be the tribunal. They are surely false gods, evil sorcerers and necromancers, and they murdered Nerevar so they might set themselves up as gods. Binds the broken must refer to Nerevar's broken. Must it? That's what it must be. Must refer to Nerevar's broken promise to the Ashlanders to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, glad I'm not going to be forced into helping you because I'm not the Nerevarine. One destiny. He speaks the law for Veloth's people. He speaks for their land and names them great. Veloth's people are the Dunmer. All Dunmer. Ashlander. God, I've been reading a lot at the start of this chapter. Ashlander and Great House. The last time the Velothi were united was with Nerevar at the Battle of Red Mountain. Now Nerevar will come again and unite the Dunmer. He will restore Morrowind to the Dunmer and restore the former greatness of the Velothi people. So basically, trials 1 through 5 identify this prophetic figure. 6 and 7 are what will happen after that's done, which is definitely not written in a way that's in any way, amenable to the temple. You could have basically had everything there, ma'am, except for trial 7, and I don't think the temple would have a fucking problem with this. So, maybe Finwe feels a little bit less bad for being involved with this, because maybe he's starting to think, well, the Nerevarine, even if it does exist, is not necessarily an evil concept. It's just the way that these Ashlanders have framed it to be heretical against the temple. Like, technically, you could do the first 6 and just stop and not do the 7th one. And then, oh, what do you know? I guess I wasn't the Nerevarine after all. So, yeah. Think about that, would ya? Think about that, would ya? Okay, so tell me, do I pass the test? Am I the Nerevarine? You are not the Nerevarine. You are one who may become the Nerevarine. Why am I the one that... Does that mean anyone born on that day with uncertain parents could become the Nerevarine? Like, that's just the loading criteria? And then after that, it's your other four trials to make them into it? This isn't a prophecy. This is a how-to manual. It is a puzzle and a hard one, but you have found some of the pieces, and you may find more. Do you choose to be the Nerevarine? Then do you choose to... No. 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 I'm not coming back here. I'm not coming back here. I'm not being rude. I'm not talking shit on any of you or your people, but I don't plan on being back here anytime soon. Or ever. Ever, actually. I'm never coming back here. Do you choose to be the Nerevarine? Again, no. Then seek... The answer was no. But if I did say yes, she would say, then seek the lost prophecies among the dissonant priests of the temple. Find the lost prophecies, bring them to me, and I will be your guide if you chose to do this, which you just said you weren't going to. And take these copies of the Stranger and the 7 Visions, these heretical texts which you better hope the Inquisition doesn't find on your person. Now, I have told you all that I know. Go, think on what I have told you, and do what must be done. What should be done is I take these pieces of paper and I throw them in a fire. Not in your fire, because I don't want to offend you, but... God fucking damn it. What does my journal say? The Bonnie Mesa says, I am not the Nerevarine, but I may become the Nerevarine. It seems she's willing to help me unravel the Nerevarine prophecies and my part in them, which I do not really wish to explore. She tells me to seek the lost prophecies among the dissonant priests of the temple, and if I bring the prophecies to her, she will be my guide. Now it is time to report back to Caius. Yeah, so Caius knows that we probably came out into the Ashlands, but we've definitely got some time to digest this before we have to go report to him. And, God damn it. God damn it. Do not want to be involved with the dissonant priests. If Caius puts us in contact with the dissonant priests, that might be the end of it. That might be the end of our, going along with Caius, and that's whenever we just wipe out the blades in Vardenfell. I know there's a monster back there. I really hope he can take care of it for me. My tea is delicious, but it is getting cold. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if I remember to bring up the map when I edit this later. Now, wait a minute. That actually didn't readily appear in the map. Well, that is weird. Well, I'm also glad that I looked again and that it was marked for me. It's a little bit farther away than what I thought, but whatever. We can do that easily. Where are you? Hit me with some of that magic. So, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, if you open your eyes. And he likes me a little bit now, so I guess we're out of that little bullshit dialogue lock. Can I talk to you for a minute? I've been thinking about a lot of things, really, but mainly about this whole Imperial Spy, false Incarnate thing. And, or you, think, I'm amazed. Did it hurt? He's being humble, so let's be serious. And you lied to me about being a spy for the Emperor, and I'm still not happy about that. And, don't start this again, or just sit here deadpan and let him finish. And I'm not happy about you agreeing to pretend to be the Nerevarine for the Emperor, but Either say, I'm not pretending anything, I'm just being tested, or just deadpan at him. But, as I said, I've been thinking, and I've been trying to imagine what I would have done if I had been in your position, and I don't really know. I probably would have shouted a lot and ended up getting thrown back in jail, so it occurred to me that maybe what I would have done in your situation wouldn't have been a very good idea. I mean, I agree. Where is this winding conversation leading, my good man? If you'd let me finish, I'd tell you, Sheagorath, I can tell you're not going to make this easy for me. You're not trying to say I'm sorry, are you? Are you sorry? Are you a sorry boy? That maybe. I don't know. All I know is that I tried to think about why you might be doing what you're doing, and I suppose it's not your fault. The Emperor is trying to manipulate you, and I can understand why you'd want to find out what's going on, and I realize that this can't be easy for you either, and maybe I haven't exactly been making your life any easier. Well, so, yes, I suppose I'm trying to apologize for shouting at you and not listening and for not thinking about your side of shit and for acting like an idiot, as usual. Okay, you're forgiven. Let's just put it behind us and fucking get on with our day. Thank you. I've never been good at making friends, even when I was angry, I felt bad that we might not be on speaking terms. Okay. So I'm sorry for the way I acted, and I'm glad you can forgive me. Smiling. Now let's get moving. Let's get moving indeed. Let's get moving indeed. We have enough carry capacity that I'm willing to go ahead and take this adventure up to Vass. We're not going to Outdania, though. Although maybe we should. No. 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 We're not going to Outdania. Well, that is nice, though, that we don't have to deal with all that awkwardness on our travels, and hopefully we'll be getting some, more interesting commentary from him, maybe even advice as we go along. I feel like there were a couple of times when I wanted to ask him what he thought about things, and then I realized that he was in a dialogue lock. I was just fucking pissed about it. I hate when that happens. It's not as bad here, like, we could actually still talk to him and stuff, versus, like, whenever people just say goodbye to you as soon as they see you, like if you were a vampire, and no one will talk to you under pretty much any circumstances unless they're in the Mages Guild or they're Telvanni. And the only way out of that is basically by... No, sorry, if you're a vampire... Man, I'm an idiot. If you're a vampire, it actually gets you out of the stun lock. So there are things where basically you say something to someone and they just basically end the conversation with a forced goodbye. Like, excuse me, I'm too busy to talk right now. Goodbye. And you can't use, like, the taunt dialogue option or anything. And in those cases, there are only a few things that you can do to get people to talk to you. And those are being a vampire, being naked, or being horribly diseased, I think maybe with Corpus. Now, with at least the vampire and the Corpus, that lowers people's disposition to you by so much that you can't really get anything from anyone. You can't really use services that well. At least with Corpus, if you artificially inflate someone's opinion of you, with like a spell or Telvanni bug musk or what have you, then you can still engage in commerce and such. But if you're a vampire, that's where I was going with the vampire bit. You are locked out of any sort of service-based dialogue with anyone outside of the Telvanni or Mages Guild. And as a vampire, I don't think it's... Ooh, where are we? We've been getting fucking destroyed every time we go into one of these places. I'm just not trying to deal with that shit right now. I'm not. There are going to be plenty of opportunities for us to go ahead and come back up here into the northern wastes. Yes, there are. Aldredania is still unvisited on our map. You know we're going to go up there at some point. Right now, I am just not well equipped for a big loot-gathering expedition. In the name of the Holy Temple, of course, because all the spare resources are going back to Indoranian to be part of the temple stockpile there. Yes, yes. Of course, I don't have to leave the gold stockpile there. That's part of my operation funds. Clearly. I do want to get that position as curate sorted fairly soon. Having a position in the house is nice, but ultimately House Redoran is pretty subservient politically and just on the operational level to the temple. Although I'm sure there's more wealth involved with the house. Well, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, here we are for our Fighters Guild contract, finally. Hello! Oh, wait. You. Magic me. Restoration. Attributes. Of course, hold still. You're being extraordinarily nice now. It's a little bit off-putting. Oh, I am so sorry if I've just gotten extra stuffy all of a sudden. Oh, my goodness. Anywho, are you here from the Fighters Guild? Shall we fight together against these foul necromancers? I suppose. I'm worried about you dying on me, but it could be fine. It could be fine. It'll be fine. Fight together. I will fight by your side. Will you follow me anywhere? You will. So, we have another companion now, but it's not like we can trade shit with him or anything. And oh, there's a shipwreck back here. On our way out, maybe. Oh my god, my sinus. Ugh. It's like all of a sudden, as soon as the time period expired, the allergy medicine wore off all at once. Nice ghost. Nice ghost. I guess you're a Dunmer under there. I don't know why you wouldn't have been. I guess that would be your skin. Need to be a little bit more observant. I imagine I have a fair... Whatever would govern observation in this shit, I bet it's low. Don't know. No real base observation set. I just realized in Morrowind. But if there was, I'm sure it would be just obscenely low for us. So this is a High Ordinator set of armor. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I don't like this thing following us. I keep thinking it's an enemy. The map here, and let's get some of that rest going. Ah, yes, delicious. Sort of feels underfinished in this tomb, I'm going to be honest, for being the location of a quest. Spear to 93, damn. Ooh, fuck no. Fuck no. Alright, what do we want to do against this guy? Do I have... What is my destruction? I know that I didn't really specialize in that. Do I have the ability to shoot shit at him? Touch. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna go into this and fight this motherfucker like the spear wielder we are. Hit him, keep him away with our extra long weapon reach. There you go. Oh my god, a winged twilight? We need to kill the summoner before she ends up using that thing to kill them. Great dialogue. Excellent, excellent dialogue. Jabril Moniel. Restore fatigue. Excellent. You want some? Yeah, you do. Oh, hell. Kill the summoner. I love having the NPCs around so they can just go ahead and distract the summons for me. See, I am mage. I know that they do not like whenever you run up on them and stick them in their squishy bits with your pointy steak. Velothi architecture with their fucking domes. Fascinating. What do we have up here? Blasphemous Revenants. It's not a skill book, so I don't want it. Okay, well that went fairly well. I don't suppose that was the one you were looking for, right? You must bring justice to the foul necromancer, Darus Andram. Darus Andram, gotcha. Well, if he's not in the basement, and there's only one other place he probably is. Wait for me, no. Had to go down to go up? That doesn't make a fucking lick of sense. Alright, so that was a Dremora. So, first we're gonna go ahead and hit some rest. And 5th barrier. Oh! You're just a little punchy guy. God damn. That's unfortunate. I wonder if that was due to the game. A revision in the game being to where you can't just get really good Daedric shit off these summons. And it didn't give him a weapon. Yeah, because right there the weapon disappeared. I keep having to remind myself. I keep pausing to listen. Hearing that ghost. And thinking, oh great, where the fuck's the ghost at? And then remembering, right, it's my ghost. A dead high elf. Sorry that you didn't actually understand that to be a good high elf you need a bunch of minions to follow you around. I can tell you didn't understand that because of the quality of your garbage. Go get them, guys! They heard me talking shit, calling them on minions. Did not like it. Even their ghost wouldn't help. Hey, wait for me. No. No. I will not. One of these saints, I would imagine. Don't recognize it as any architecture of the 3 or Veloth or even Nerevar, really. I'm gonna feel kind of stupid about that last one if I'm wrong. Did I get hit? Did I get hit? No, I didn't. Didn't have to worry about losing any of my strength. Good. Fucking greater bone walkers. That shit's disgusting. Oh, and of course I whiff on my first 2 spear thrusts. A hunger. Excellent. Melt all my armor. That's exactly what it needs as soon as I repaired it. The necromancer Darus Andral is dead. Finwe and Doris, thank you for your assistance. The battle would have been difficult without you. I will stay here and take care of a few details. Thank you again. Alright, we're going to be wrapping this up here soon because my sinus is just atrocious at the moment. But we're going to loot this fucking place for sure as our duly earned reward. Jacob, welcome back to the fold, by the way. Now you can help me carry all the loot out of here. I'm not going to be giving you much of the loot, but I will be giving you a nice little temple shrine to hang your head in. I know how much you like temple shrines. I know you do. I'm going to be kind of mean to you for a little while, but not too mean. Like you were being, you fucking dickhead. Like that. I'm going to call you a dickhead. And blame lock level 30 closets on you, because you know you deserve it. And my just reward is a set of common garbage. Don't you fucking laugh. I can hear him snickering back there. I know he is, you little bastard. Corpse Preparation Volume 1. It's worth a lot. I don't want that on my person. Vampires of Vardenfell Volume 2, I also really don't want on my person, but I know it's rare. So we might just turn that into a temple shrine. And by that I mean leave it at a temple shrine and pick it back up later should we find need for it. Well, there was actually not a lot of good loot in this fucking necromancer shrine. So yeah, I guess we're done in here, and so I'm not tempted to go fuck around out there. Really hoping this takes me back to Incarnate still. Yes, excellent. Ugh, fucking finally. Got my stacks of shit, got my space, where eventually I'm gonna put a bed, and I'm gonna put a little rug back here for Jacob Julan. I'm gonna have a little tiny table crammed in here. I'm gonna fucking put lights up here and all this goddamn unused space. I'm gonna have so many magical shelves, probably. Some way they'll be hanging off at a weird angle and I can use them someday when I actually want to get back into the construction kit. I forgot I even had these. God damn. Alright, well, this was a fun little adventure. We got a lot of knowledge in the first half, and then we just had some adventures out in the wild again, but not too many adventures. This time we actually had a little bit of focus, unlike my rambling right now. So, thank you everyone for joining me for this chapter in Finwe and Doris's tale here in Morrowind. I suspect that unless I get extremely distracted, next time will probably be the chapter finale for Book 1. Because after that, I'm going to, for narrative purposes, basically have a time skip of like a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. I haven't decided yet. But we're going to have a little bit of a time skip to allow Finwe to get more acclimated into the various roles he's been acquiring, and it'll just be a little bit easier to advance the story from there. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to wait using the game's clock the appropriate number of days, but I am considering it. Just as a way to go ahead and actually be able to use the game's timer to actually see how long Finway's tale's been going. We've been here about 3 months. We've been here about 3 months. We're a kinsman in House Redoran. We've become associated with the Thieves Guild, the Imperial Cult, the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, the Blades, the Ashlanders, the Temple. It has been a busy third of the year. But it's going to get even busier as the time goes on. So, again, thank you everyone for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Stay safe out there.